Greetings, party people. I'm Kevin on 7KSW, and I'm excited to demonstrate how I use my spreadsheet to help me prepare for remote testing sessions. So to start off, here's my lovely spreadsheet that was originally designed or created by Connor, KD9LSV, and I've made several additional modifications to it to help with my personal workflow. This is my personal, again, this is specific to my sessions, my team. Different teams will use different versions of their own spreadsheets, or Connor spreadsheets, a spreadsheet, or many of them don't use a spreadsheet at all. Cool. So to start off, the first thing that I'll do is I'll copy my personal template, and then I'll change the name to add the session number and date for my next session. Then I'll go to exam tools. This is the development or the sandbox session that I made for my exam tools tutorial. So I'll just use that. You can click on download applicant list, and then you can download that to your desktop or wherever you can find it. And then you go. So I have a lot of spreadsheets, or a lot of the session spreadsheets, or rather the original version of it just had the app list, which you directly add stuff to. However, I came up with a way to remove duplicates by adding a separate sheet that I import the app list to, and then having my app list sheet only import the unique, or only display the unique values from the first sheet. Long story short, I go to app import. You would go to, I think it's file, import file. I usually just open up the help menu by typing option forward slash. I'll type in CSV, and it figures out that I want to import a file. I can go to there, I can hit enter there, click on upload, drag this in here, drag the app list in there, and then I always click append to current sheet so that it does not delete any of the applicants that are already added to the sheet. You could click replace current sheet, and at the moment that wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't do anything significant. However, if I already had applicants in there that I sent emails to and did invoices for and stuff, it might mess up the order, because the app list, I believe, is ordered by like first name or last name or something, rather than the date that they registered. So I always click append to current sheet, import data, and then I automatically have the next sheet remove any duplicates. So say these last two applicants were not originally on here, and so I import the sheet again without them. You can see that these first, let's see if I can do math, 6 applicants are duplicated, right? Because I supposedly imported the app list again. I have it highlighted in red here to note the duplicates, although I don't really need that anymore. But you can see that just these two are the new ones. However, if I go into app list, it's only importing the unique values. So unless I change any of this applicant information, it will not. It will not try to record the values. It will remove the duplicate applicants for all the other sections, and then all the other tabs in the spreadsheet pull data from this app list and not the app import, if that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions on that. Cool. My next step will be to send out the applicant information, and for that I use a extension called Mergo. before we get into that, well, actually, we'll get into that now. Mergo basically allows you to use a Gmail template in order to send emails using a spreadsheet. So here's all the information that I would need to send Stephanie here in their email in the different rows here, and then I'll add some more here. And then the Mergo extension will send them an email with all of the proper information on it. So to start off, my spreadsheet doesn't know the session ID, so I'll type that in here. I just need to type it in this box, and I have it automatically populate for the rest of the boxes. I'll put in the date here, whatever, and then I'll put in the Zoom information, which I forgot to have on hand. So we'll say this is a Zoom link. And stuff. Cool. And then that'll automatically populate down the list. If I have a personal message for them, well, actually, first of all, I have a little so these columns here automatically pull from app list. It pulls the information that I would need in their email, and then this column here basically guesses what test they're taking. So if this column is blank, it'll say T. If this column says Jen, it'll say E, and if it says Tech, it'll say G, because they're probably taking general. This person, I guessed, is already an extra, so it's gonna assume that it's taking technician again. I don't know. And then if this is not the case, I can override it. Say if this person is taking technician and general, I can just manually put that in there, and replace the formula. Cool. I can also send a personal message. So like if I already know that they're waived and I don't want them to have to do the waiver form, I can remind them here, or if I need like a COPA form from them, I can say, hey, I need a COPA. I can put it in that box and it'll put it into the email. And then here I put in the arrival time. And then I'll put in the arrival time for however many, depending on however many rooms I think I am going to have. And then after I'm done putting in all the information, I can go to the Mergo extension. I can click send my campaign or mail merge. And the email here is my personal email, so I will be able to get it and show you what it looks like. So I have a series of drafts that I can select for different use cases. The main one, of course, is just the basic GLAARG information, and then I also have ones for like reminding you about payments, and then others for student sessions and stuff. And then under email column, you'll want to make sure that it's naming the column that actually has the emails in it here, and then it'll basically send each of these emails a email. Boom, and then you can turn this on if you want to track whether people have opened or clicked on your email. I'm not sure how it knows. I guess it's just putting invisible pixels or some other type of magic into the email, and then I'll click send. And then so again, it uses your Gmail template, so you basically make a template that says hello first name, or hello first, I hope you're excited for your session on session date, and then you can basically generate an email with different variables inside of it, and have it automatically fill in those variables based on whatever you put in on the spreadsheet. So here's what it actually looks like. Pull it up in this. There we go. So it'll take the first name from the first name column. Hey Kevin, thank you for signing up for the session on Sunday, January 2nd. We're blah blah blah. There's some information about how to get set up. And then here's the arrival time. This is exactly what we entered right here on this column. And then this is the date again. And then it has the Zoom link. This is the Zoom link and stuff from this column. And then it tells the applicant what they can put in there as their name. And it takes that based off of the pin, the first, last, and the element. And then it has information on how to pay. Boom. Cool. So that is my mail merge. My next step is to actually send the invoices. I used to have them pay using a link inside of the mail merge. By the way, I just got 10 different emails, or I guess 7 different emails, saying that all of these emails, or most of them, are invalid. But anyway, my next step would be to send the PayPal invoices. So I would go, I made another tab on the spreadsheet. By the way, so this tab was already a thing in the default spreadsheet. I made this tab from scratch, this sheet, whatever you want to call it. And I also made this sheet from another template that Connor made that generates invoices, or that generates a file that you can put into PayPal to generate invoices. So it'll automatically take their email name, it'll make their invoice number, which is just the session number. By the way, it takes the session number just from right here. The session number, and then the applicant PIN. The due date is just the session date, which is the same as we put in here. And then then this is all the same, no matter what. The rest of it is always $10, USD, etc. Cool. So then what I would do is open up the help menu, because I'm too lazy to find where the actual option is. I'll click on download as comma separated values, and then I'll download it to my desktop, and then I would open up PayPal. I can't really show you PayPal because of the whole privacy thing. The whole fact that we want to respect people's payment information and stuff, and it would be kind of a awkward situation for me to show you that on video. Anyway, then I would go into PayPal, go to invoices, click on create batch invoice, and then I would upload the file that I just downloaded, which is just literally this, all of this, as a template, and then it would, and then I would just click send, and it would automatically send all of these applicants their invoice for a session. Cool. So I also have a form that I sent to them in the email that they can fill out if they're waived, and one of my pages is missing. I'm gonna open up this little menu and find it. Boom, right there. So if they fill out the waiver information, I can manually go in here, select who's waived, and I can type in that they're a student or whatever, or the reason why they're waived, so I have a record of it. So if somebody in the future says, hey, why did you let Edith Clark take the test for free, I can say, I have no idea, let me go back into my spreadsheet for that session and look, and then I'll go back there and say, oh, they were a student, that's why. Cool. And then this is the This is the fee email tab. This is one of the tabs that well, so what am I saying? Well, I was gonna say this is one of the tabs that Connor made, but Connor made most of them. Um, so anyway, if let's say Edith is waived, well, actually, first of all, what this sheet does is it can automatically track whether people have paid or waived, or sorry, whether people have paid and what their invoice is, what their invoice status is, based on a file you can download from PayPal. So after you send the invoices, by uploading this template or something like it into PayPal, you can go to the main invoices page, click on download, and download another CSV file, and then upload it and put it in this file, or sorry, this sheet, and then this tab, or this sheet, will automatically pull from this sheet. It'll be, the file will have basically all the invoices for the past 30 days that GLAARG sent out, and it'll indicate whether the applicant or whoever got the invoice paid or not, or just what this invoice status is. And then this sheet will automatically pull that data from this sheet, and it will update these values to show if they have paid their invoices, which is pretty cool. It doesn't update automatically. You have to manually update it by adding the new sheet in, but it's a lot easier than manually going through and like, oh, let's see if Stephanie paid, let's see if Edith paid, let's see if Kevin paid, let's see if Tess paid. Yeah, it's a lot easier. And then if they waive, or I can easily override this with waived. And then if they paid, it'll turn green. So it looks pretty. Boom. I think my next step would be probably to add any applicant notes on here, like if they're planning on using another device, or if they have some other out of the ordinary setup, or they need some extra help or something with whatever. I can put that in here, and then I can start, I can assign people to rooms or do whatever I want to do here, and otherwise live my life. And then, like I said before, if other people register for the session, I can just append more people onto this, then I go to mail merge, and then keep adding, add some more arrival times down here, send another email. If I go into Mergo again, it won't actually send all these again. It'll only send whatever the new one I added here. As well as if I put a letter or any character in here, it will not send on that row because it will not override whatever is already in there. Cool. Anyway, I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Oh. So you can go in here and see the sheets that are hidden. So before the session, I will click on all the sheets that I don't need all of my VEs to see, and I'll click hide, and then it'll hide the sheet. If I need to open it again, I can go in here and open it. If you can see, so only I or whoever else I add to the permissions will be able to open locked sheets. You can see that these have a little lock icon on it. I can right-click them and click on Protect Sheet, and I can click Set Permissions. It already has the permissions. Change permissions, and then I can change who can edit / open this sheet, so that I can not have a bunch of random people get their hands on the payment information for these applicants. I mean, not random people, I guess. But anyway, There's also there's two other sheets. This one is a list of all of the GLAARG VEs, and that's what allows us to select VEs from this list here. So it'll pull from that. This imports from a sheet that the VEC maintains, which of course has all of the VEs on it. So um, sometimes we'll try to type in a VE in here and it won't work. It'll come up with this little red symbol up here. It'll come up with an error. This is just an error because there's no VEs and it doesn't know how to count, or it doesn't know what to count. But sometimes you'll come in here and it'll be blank. And you just have to basically copy the formula that I just did and then paste it again, and it should. You can see here as it's loading it, it doesn't know who I am anymore. It says that this range is invalid. But then once it eventually loads, it should work again. Boom. And then now you can see that it recognizes this input. There's also this sheet, which I do not really understand. I could probably figure it out after a couple hours. But this is basically how the sheet works with all the colors and how it makes sure that there's no duplicates, or how it highlights the duplicates and stuff. For the most part, if you see that a cell is blank, it means that you can edit it or type whatever you want in it. And you can tell this to VEs too. And if you can see that the cell has a formula in it by default, like if I go here, this cell has a formula in it, so I probably should not mess with it. Well, there's exceptions, but this cell is blank, which generally indicates that I can put stuff in there. Yeah, anyway, that's a quickish, I don't know how long it took, demonstration of how I use my spreadsheet to help me prepare for remote sessions. Let me know if you have any questions, or also let me know if you want a link to my template, and you can make a copy and play with it yourself, or I can make a template for you if you wish. There's a lot of other useful ones out there too, not just mine. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and don't forget to have fun.